I have been asked a question. Can you compensate for a low GPA by doing very well on the MCAT? The answer is no and here's what I'm thinking about this. Imagine that you're at admissions committee and you get a candidate's application and it says they have a GPA of 2.0 but an MCAT score of 528. You're looking at that and you think, well, this person can definitely focus on a task and study and pull out a really good standardized test score. That takes a particular set of skills. But then you look at that 2.0 GPA and they haven't done anything about it, and you're thinking, I don't actually have any evidence that they can structure their time over a long period of time, that they can put in the dedication, that they can meet deadlines and consistently do homework and get along with peers and professors for years at a time. I don't actually know that they can do any of those things, and all of those things are necessary for medical school. So in that case, no, that 528 probably wouldn't compensate for the 2.0. But most of the time, the way it goes is that somebody had kind of a weak start. They started off and they got something in the twos or in the low threes for a little bit until they figured out how to study effectively. But then it clicked and they locked in and they started to do a lot better for the last year or the last 2 years for a sustained period of time in a rigorous science heavy curriculum where they were doing prereqs or they were doing upper level science or something like that. So maybe they were far enough in when it did finally click that the overall GPA still isn't where they want it to be. It's, you know, 3.2, 3.3. It's solid, but it didn't climb because it was diluted by the poorer performance in the beginning. And then they go to do the MCAT and they score a 508 and above. They score a 510. They score a 512. They score a 520. Whatever. They showed that they got their academic chops and they applied their study methods to the MCAT and they did well on the MCAT. Now, in that case, the MCAT is acting like kind of a bow on this really tidy package of I did a decent job at my academics and then I wrapped this nice MCAT bow on it. Or maybe someone totally blew it in undergrad altogether. They graduated with a terrible GPA. They then took the MCAT and crushed it, but they acknowledged that their GPA didn't quite show that they can handle the rigorous science-heavy curriculum over time of medical school. So they went and they did a post-bac or a special master's. And again, in that case, if they did strong performance in that post-bac or special master's, then they have proven it. So in that case, the MCAT again acts kind of like a bow on this nicely well-rounded package. And all of that being said, remember that MCAT and GPA are just one part of the application. It's just the academic readiness. There's still the whole rest of the package.